This is John T for the Boxing Voice, chatting to super middleweight prospect, gentleman John Hedges. John, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, lovely.
Good. Right, so you had your pro debut a couple of weeks back now. How was the whole experience? Not many people get to make a debut on a matchroom card live on TV, John.
Nah, yeah, it was unbelievable. As you can imagine, straight on Sky Sports in my first fight. Yeah, and do you know what? Matchroom looked after us incredibly, so it was a privilege to be fair. Eddie and his team put on an amazing show, and yeah, we got looked after. We did MK Don Stadium, so yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a massive learning and a massive experience for me. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have the opportunity.
Good stuff. I live in Milton Keynes. You weren't far from me, actually.
Oh,
yeah. So on the actual week, were you in the bubble then, in a hotel?
Yeah. So we entered the bubble on Thursday, and then we boxed on Sunday. So.
Okay, excellent. And your opponent on the night. So you got the win, which is great. You're 1-0. How did you find the actual fight?
Do you know what the fight was? It was one of them ones which really for a debut you don't want to have. It was against Jan Arden, he wasn't a journeyman. He beat a couple of good English lads and got beat by Gassiev, who just boxed Zach Telly last week, and he only got beat by a round, which I thought he actually won that fight. So he'd been in with some top operators and got some good wins. And it was a late change of opponent, so it was. Do you know what the main thing was? I went in there and we didn't want to take the fight, so we come out of the comfort zone and we took it. And listen, it wasn't a great performance on my behalf, but I'm so glad I got that experience behind me. If you know what I mean? I've gone in the deep end and got the win.
How did you find? Look, so you got your win, like I said, and that's the good thing. You didn't lose, for example, but you got a little bit of stick on social network. And I've got to be honest, I'm not saying it just come here. I found it a bit unfair. You know, you had a great amateur career and you're a hot prospect. There's a lot of noise about you, but maybe a little bit unfair for your first fight.
Yeah, listen, you're gonna get stick. Anyone who's doing good or doing something what shouldn't be happening, like an 18-year-old boxing straight on Sky, you're gonna get critics, and you just gotta take the hate. Listen, when I'm on top, they're all gonna be my best mates then. So you just gotta take the good with the bad. And at the end of the day, I'm really pleased that I got that kind of fight in, because in the long run, that's gonna do me more good than anything.
Yeah, in the 4 rounds under the belt.
Yeah.
How was the experience with no crowd? Because even though it was your first pro fight, you probably fought in front of people as amateurs, and there was no one there.
Yeah, definitely. So I sell a great ticket, to be fair. So, like for me, nothing I want more than having like me 400 or 500 people there cheering me on, and do you know, that kind of gets you. I feel like in the fight I was missing that second gear. I was a bit all one motion, which isn't me. I'm normally a bit more flash. So I think with a bit of crowd I might have performed a bit better, but it's one of them ones. Like literally, we got in there, we got the job done against a good operator, and we moved forward.
So whilst you said you weren't 100% happy with your performance, what did you learn from it? Is there anything you take away and think, right, well...
Yeah, mate, absolutely loads. So even just the silly things. In the amateurs, I had 44 fights, boxed basically, probably about 8-9 southpaws out of the 44. So boxing southpaw, my debut, who was a good fighter, that's put the pressure straight off. So now when I get a southpaw, journeyman or whatever the case is, I've done it. I've done the 4 rounds with a good operator who is a southpaw. So that's one thing. And just the whole experience, like the quarantine life, being around the big names such as Buatsi and you had Babic in there. There's loads of great fighters. Being around them top dogs, you're only going to learn. And they are boxing people, so they was giving me compliments which only people as boxers would know themselves. Do you know what I mean? So it was really good. Boxing people like the likes of Charlie Edwards was all putting tweets out about me. Anthony Fowler put a nice one. It's a great name to putting tweets out because they've been there, they know what it is. So it's only the sit at home remote control fans that are the ones with too much to say kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. There's probably a bit of jealousy there, as you said, mate. Young lad, pro debut on a matchroom card on Sky. So, Eddie, have you spoke to Eddie about when you might be out next?
Yeah, spoke to Eddie straight after the fight. Like, told him about it before. Obviously, he was watching it, and we had a chat. And to be fair, me and Eddie are sweet, and everything's going good. We're probably looking at the new year now with a couple of things going on. So, yeah, happy to get out the new year. To be honest with you, I'm in no rush at all. That was one thing I made clear taking when I took my pro contract. I'm 18. I don't need to be rushing into title fights. 21, 20, then pushing on for like the English titles and things like that. I'm happy with that. I'm not in a rush. I don't need to do it at 18 years of age. If it comes, obviously you take it, but I'm not in no rush.
Listen, you're with the master promoter, mate. He'll know exactly how to guide you there and give you the right fights at the right time. Well, look, great catching up here. And what we'll do is we'll come down and see you around about your next fight and get some sparring footage and that in with you. Is that right?
Sounds brilliant.
Cheers, John. All the best,
If
mate.
you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.